here's what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today.
So these bales are going to be disposed of. This machine moves over 3,000 bales a year. Every 50 bales, we get about 2 or 3 bad bales.
All these guys are going to go into a new pen and they're going to be weaned.
Hey. Cage fighting, isn't it, Ben?
We tend to wean around the 3-month mark. Let's get started.
Well, we're just doing chores this morning. Got my grain loaded up. Got a few ewes to feed here. Hey Bob, come on. Ben, stop it. So, hey Mom. Grain. Give them a little bit of grain. Those two shouldn't be in the manger. It's a bad habit. So she's a ewe that had a pair of twins yesterday morning. They're actually 24 hours old right now and doing really good. So these are the triplets that didn't let out yesterday. And we'll just keep going here and see how much chores we can get done. So I'm just going to mix up some feed for the pregnant ewes and just get moving. So we're just going to go to the coveralls here. So these bales here have acted up a little bit. You can see right there. But that's all good hay. All good hay. Just a little bad spot. I won't truss it with the sheep. So these bales are going to be disposed of. And see that bale there is actually quite good. So these bales are all going to a beef farm, my neighbor, that has white Charolais. And he just throws it in the bush lines and they just pick away at it. So it gets rid of the bales for me. So there are a few bales that acted up with the plastic. And I got a few more that go out. So it gets rid of them for me and it cleans up the yard. Just a few bales, yeah, for some reason the plastic didn't work right, and I wouldn't trust it with the sheep. I don't need any sheep to get seriosis. And I got lots of hay, so. So yesterday, the cylinder on that jaw, this machine moves over 3,000 bales a year. And you can see the cylinder here. We got a new cylinder yesterday. It blew the seal out on the, I think I blew the seal out inside here, blew the oil out the end. There's something wrong with it. But this is bought through a shop in town and it's a year old. And they told me to bring it back and they're going to replace it with a new one. So we did buy a new one on the Skidsteer because I had to have it right away. And I'm going to bring this one back on Friday, a couple days from now. And they're going to give me a new one. And it's just a spare one. Because all those machines right there have the same cylinder on it. So that's what happened yesterday. That's ruined. Had to change that. Got that on the skid steer. Right now I'm going to go and get my table, load it up with grain, and start feeding the coveralls. So I just cut the plastic off this bale. This is a second cut bale of hay, and you can see the hay is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Has a little spot there. Must have had a little hole in the bag, but that doesn't mean nothing. So that bale's perfect. But we do get a few rotten bales, or bad bales, I should say, not really rotten, just bad spots in the bales. And I think it could be because we stack them up 3 high. So this hay's been sitting here for 7 months. And I think what's happening maybe is that top bale, after 7 months, that hay is compressing. And I'm just wondering if that top bale, the second bale, is pressing down on the bottom bale and maybe breaking the seal in the plastic. And the other problem we were having is you see those little holes right there? We have an animal called the raccoon. They crawl up the bales at night and they puncture holes in the bales. So anyways, what I'm just saying is, probably out of every 50 bales, we get about 2 or 3 bad bales. So yeah, we don't feed them, we throw them out. Like I say, my neighbor takes them, he's a beef farmer. It doesn't seem to bother the beef that much. You think it would, but it doesn't, he says. Whatever. So that's what happens, I think, and I'm not sure why we get a few bad bales. But like I say, I just cut that bale open, and it's perfect. So most of the bales are perfect, but it is irritating for the price of the plastic. You put a lot of money in those bales, and then you get bad ones. But yeah, feed's always an issue, to get really good feed. But I better get moving. So we're gonna head over with the grain. And they're saying 3 days of bad weather coming in. And I guess it's supposed to be snowing too. So this is the first week in April. Don't really want snow. We're actually just gonna spread some fertilizers on the pastures. But now I'm thinking I'm gonna wait till after the snow. I don't think much will grow yet anyhow, it's very cold. But yeah, 3 days of bad weather, they're talking about snow. So see how that turns out, we'll let you know.
So right now it looks like we've got the Suffolks out for playtime, but that's not what's happening. These guys are able to run around and play out here right now, but what we did this morning is all the sheep that were struggling to get through the creep gate, we caught them, including Magnum here, and our other ones in Thoughts. We got this bunch here. They're all struggling to get through the creep area. There's probably still a few more in there, and each day we'll pull them out. But all these guys are going to go into a new pen, and they're going to be weaned. Not 77. She just hopped out here. She's got to go back in the barn. But everyone else is going to be weaned today in this group. And we're going to do the same thing with the Dorsets maybe tomorrow. And each day we'll pull out the sheep that are just, they're ready to wean. So there's going to be a lot of screaming. And already they're screaming. It's like, how do they know? Because usually when they're out here playing, nobody's screaming. We got Mischief back in her pen. So
that's nice ground, boy.
hi, honey, you're really chunky. Come up. Now they know that that's the barn they're supposed to go in, so we gotta get them into the other barn here. sure how many we took out, but we got a nice little flock here. They're girls and boys. We were picking them by who is having, well, the fastest growers, basically. Right now they're running and playing. They haven't quite figured out that they're not going back to their moms. But these lambs here will be 3 months or approaching 3 months old. And obviously they're in great condition. We got the 2 gladiator boys in here. And we got the 2 ewes that I put dots on. But there's a lot more ewes in here I would put dots on. But it will be noisy. But now there's no risk of anyone getting injured because they can actually get stuck in the creep feeder and hurt themselves trying to squeeze through. Gotta put a dot on her. I like her. You guys look lovely. You guys look lovely. Hi. Poor things. Already they're lining up at the feeder to eat. Now they don't have to fight with their moms or the creep gate for food. So we took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's about 30 of them in here right now.
Yeah, Ben. So Ben here is a sheepdog. Get there, Ben. There. But Ben thinks it's a lot more exciting to be in the dog fights. So now Ben's a dog growler. Come on, Ben, get in there. Get you a competition. You want some competition, Ben? Hey? Cage fighting, isn't it, Ben? Ben's not a fighter, are you, Ben? Hey, Ben. Hey, here. Ben's not a fighter. Sam, attaboy. Hey, you're not a fighter, are you, Ben? Can you get out? Whoa, that's sneaky, Ben.
Hi. Hi, you guys. Okay, it's afternoon feeding for these guys. So I thought since we were weaning lambs today that I would talk a little bit about how we wean our lambs. So I think we wean a little later than most people. We tend to wean around the 3-month mark. The reason we chose 3 months is because in the past I used to leave my ewe lambs on the ewes until the ewes wean them, and I noticed that ewes generally are getting really tired of their lambs at around the 3-month mark. I have had ewes that will nurse their lambs like I had one that was totally bonded and would suckle her ewe even when she was a year old. But in general, 3 months seems to be the consensus with the ewes. And at that point, the lambs were pretty independent. The ewes were pretty well dried up naturally. Like, there was no worry about getting mastitis because they were already sucked dry. So we figured if that's how they do it in nature, we would do the same with bottles and when we pull lambs off. So that's what we do. And with the bottle babies, basically we're feeding them for the first month 3 times a day. This is their second feeding right now because they're still less than a month old. At 2 months old, we bring them down to twice a day. And that's why you can hear in the other pen right now, there's a lot of screaming because they saw me sneak into the barn to feed these guys. And today's the first day I'm going to skip their lunchtime feeding. And what I did is I checked my records to see the birth date of the youngest bottle baby that I'm feeding over there is. And she is 2 months today. So they're cut off now to 2 feedings a day. In 1 month, they'll go down to one feeding a day, and after that, they're going to be weaned totally off bottles. So we treat our bottle babies as we treat the lambs that stay on the ewes. It would be a little more expensive that way because we're going to be using more milk replacer, but I swear, but at the end of the day, you can't tell our bottle babies from our mother-raised lambs. There's Max. He's doing his stealth mode again. He does this every day. He hides. He thinks that no one can see him. And when Ben runs by, he'll jump out.
There's a Suffolk in there, just jumped out of the pen there.
She hits them if they go in there.
No, she's in the empty pen.
Oh, then she might not be able to get back out. Hi, little fellas.
You want to sit in your little chair, huh?
How would you guys like to have a bottle? Anyone hungry? This chair's in a bad spot. It actually bobbles.
Yeah, your lamb is another pen, Mom.
Oh, she doesn't like. She's the hover mom.
Hovercraft.
She doesn't like when her.
Should have seen that tail up a little.
That's right. Why don't you do it?
I will. So I just made a holder for these guys.
Oh, little holder.
No, the problem is it's an 8-bottle holder. Or 10-bottle holder.
Doesn't matter.
But I can chop it in half, but you can take one of the small ones back and put the big one over the other barn. Well, I'll show you what I did.
Well, you don't
so.
have room to put a big one in the other big one. Because the little one fits right in. Come on, you're just playing. Come on.
So I pulled the scale out. I think I'm going to put the scale right in with the rams. And then, you know what I mean?
With the lambs.
Yeah.
I thought you said rams.
Ram lambs. And then,
But there's ewes in there too, right?
so, yeah. So.
Okay, so the lambs. Not the rams. Well, I'm trying to figure
Lambs.
out which pen you're talking about.
Okay. Because we got to see how heavy they weigh to see where we're going with them.
They're ready. We've done this often enough that we don't need a scale. How heavy do you think, what's his name, Magnum is?
Who's Magnum? One of the lambs?
Gladiator's ram lamb.
Oh, is he Magnum?
Yeah, the first one we picked.
Well, take a guess and we're going with him. I see how much you're out.
I'm guessing he's 120.
120?
What do you think?
If he's 120, I'll cook you an Indian meal.
What do you think?
I don't know, it's hard to guess.
You can't just make me guess.
I'm thinking he's tipping the scale over 100.
No, come on, and a weight, please. You know how when you made that cut last year on the thing, it was like not a 3/4 inch, not a 90-degree angle. It was a 57.7 degree angle.
Okay then.
So let's get.
I picked her.
Let's get a weight.
I picked him up the other day. The weight I got was 113.5 pounds.
Okay, there we go. And watch it be bang on 113.5 pounds. I think that's all you had. You guys drank a lot.
He's laid down already.
Yeah, we'll show it.
Is he a little bit? Does that look like a dot in a straw or what?
Yeah, it's pretty. But they drank a lot this morning, so they're not hungry now.
They lay there in that spot all night. Okay, I got a lamb here to lift out. Yeah, I don't have no clue why lambs have to lay in the manger.
Like pretty high up.
Oh, this guy here is laying in the pen. Look.
What?
He's laying down in the pen.
But that mom, she hasn't noticed. Oh, he's not. He can't get out. I thought he was in with the white one because I was going to say the white one puts.
Well, you would think if he can't get out, he'd be a little more freaking out than that.
Hi, sweetheart. You're darling. She's my friendly one. Oh, no, that's the hover mom's one. The friendly one's in the feeder.
That big animal one, eh? Look at the size of him.
That's, that one's Gladiator.
Is he risky looking?
You're lovely, but the mom, that's the mom that gets really upset when her, well, don't put it back in the feeder. Put it over to the mom. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. We're coming in to see how they're doing. Arnie's going to bring the scale in here. My girl's so curious. This one's really nice too. You can tell they're getting older because their wool has gone from black, if you notice, to almost adult color now. Almost, not quite, but almost there. She's very pretty. Sometimes they go in all by themselves. This is one of the ewe lambs that I marked as a keeper.
How heavy do you think they are? 100, almost 100 pounds.
95. Here's Macho, the white tag ram. Says he's 95 pounds too, but is he in the middle? Says 95.
Oh, rams are more muscular.
Well, that's the same weight. 95. Okay, well, we've opened the door, and oftentimes they'll just walk on through, and it gives us a ballpark weight on them. We need a new scale. We need a digital scale. What do you think, guys? Someone want to go in? Would you like to go in? There you go. That's a good girl, because you're real clever. Go on. There. 80. That ram is 60 some. He's one of the young ones we put in. It looked like 80. He was one of the, he's a younger one. There he is. So Magnum is going to be lighter than we thought. Because one thing about him, he's very bulky, but he's not a tall ram. But he's not friendly yet. So I don't know if Arnie's going to try catch him or we're going to weigh him on another day. Hi, buddy. You're a nice boy too. This one's longer, longer like our gladiator. Well, I can open it again, see if someone will walk through. Hi, buddies. Hi, Magnum. Hi. Hi, buddy. How you doing? He's on guard. How do they know when you want to catch him? The other gladiator guy here with the dot, he's longer, but he's wide too. Well, I guess it's going to be another day for catching him. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.